Have you ever had a Black woman professor before? Maybe you should add race as a category to ask your client patients. Hey TikTok, Angela Parker, aka Boozy Bible Scholar. I'm home from work and I am a seminary professor, as many of you know. And I came home from finishing a doctoral oral defense. That means that one of our doctoral students completed their thesis project and defended their project and then has become doctor. And as they do this, either they have an advisor, they have another reader, which is the part that I served, and then they had a third reader, which someone else served as. And by the time they finish defending their thesis, if all goes well, we say, "Congratulations, Dr. So and so." Well, on this particular defense, the person is a white male and he put forth a very wonderful project. What was striking about his project was one of the first classes that he had to take for his doctoral classwork was a class with me. And this was about 3 years ago. So I remember this class, but it was interesting because it was one of the first classes that I taught as the doctoral first chair, meaning this was the first time I taught this class as the primary professor and did not team teach it with one of my colleagues. And in this class, I had about 15 doctoral students, and a lot of them were white males or white females. And the conversation came up that they had never had a Black woman professor in their lives. So when we all kind of figured that out in one conversation, I did ask the balance of the class that question. And so during his defense, he mentioned that. He said, when that came up, that was a pivotal moment in his life. Because then he had to ask, why have I never had a Black woman teacher all throughout my life? Why did it take me to get to seminary doctoral studies to have a Black woman professor? And what does that mean? And then subsequently, the readings that I assigned included slave narratives, readings of the formerly enslaved people and what their faith looked like and how they navigated faith. And so, as he was doing his project over the next 2 to 3 years, the enslaved voices for this white gentleman who was doing his doctoral project became the guiding voices for his thesis. And had he never had a Black woman professor who assigned a book that included the voices of the formerly enslaved, he would have never had the experience of listening to the voices of the formerly enslaved and the corrective of how he had always been taught that enslaved people actually did not enjoy being enslaved, because that is still a part of the narrative of a lot of the white imagination. So I bring the question to you all. Have you gone your whole life without ever having a Black professor, specifically a Black female professor? And what could you possibly have missed in your education without a Black female professor? How would your understanding of faith or any other subject be better served if you had a Black female professor? I understand a little bit more what my life's work is, and I'm always appreciative every time God reveals more and more what my work is to be. Angela Parker, Boozy Bible Scholar. As always, friends, be bold, be brave, be brilliant.